In 2nd Chronicles chapter 10 and in 1st Kings chapter 12, we read the story of how Solomon's son, Rehoboam, became king, and all of Israel was going to make him king, but half of the kingdom had been oppressed, and he didn't really know what to do. So he called the elders in, and he said, hey, what do you think that I should do about this? And they said, well, if you treat these people kindly, then I think they'll serve you. But that wasn't what he wanted to hear. He didn't want to be kind. And so he called in some more people, and he said, what do you think I should do about this? And they said, well, I think that you ought to be even harder and tougher on them than your father was. And so he took the wrong advice. And because he took the wrong advice, Israel was divided into two kingdoms, Judah and Israel. That's why it gets a little confusing sometimes when you're reading the Old Testament and you've got King of Judah, King of Israel, and you're trying to figure it all out, especially when you're a new Christian and you're like, oh my gosh, who's the king? I thought he was the king during this time, because you have two kingdoms now. And if we stop and we think about this a minute and you look, it is very, very important who you take advice from. And in this case, Rehoboam, he took the wrong advice. Yes, he did. But he took the advice that he wanted to hear. Who are you taking advice from? Are you taking advice from the Bible? Are you taking advice from godly women or preachers or godly men or you taking advice from people who are jealous? Are you taking advice from people who are not wanting you to succeed? Are you taking advice from people who just don't know? I mean, if you're in a ditch and you can't get out of this ditch, you're not going to ask the person beside you that's sitting in the same ditch, what do you think I should do to get out of here? No. You're going to look up and you're going to find somebody that's not in the ditch, somebody that's already got out of the ditch, and say, hey, how did you get out of here? So God has been moving and He has been blessing us in many ways here. He's been opening doors for you ladies. And you've been in the program now long enough to where you're having some freedoms and you're getting to choose who your friends are going to be. You're getting to choose who you're going to be contact with in social media, who you're going to allow into your life, who you're going to allow to speak into your life. And you need to be very careful, because the devil would love nothing more than to send somebody in to distract you and to discourage you and to make you miserable again, and to steal your joy and to steal your peace and to make you discontent. And I don't want to see you discontent. I want to see you continuing to grow and continuing to thrive and to continuing to reap the blessings of God and be a light to the world, and let everyone else in the world know that, hey, you don't have to be miserable, but you can have a good life in the Lord, and you can have a good time in the Lord. So I just want to let y'all think about this a minute, okay? Who you taking advice from? Are you taking advice from the good people, people who are encouraging you, people who are blessing you, people who are building you up? Or are you listening to those people who are tearing you down? The ones who are making fun of you at work, or snarly at work, or talking about things that we don't have any business talking about, or doing things that we don't have any business doing. Be very, very, very careful who you take advice from. Don't let anyone speak into your life or shape your life or influence your decisions if they're making poor decisions themselves. I love you, ladies. Hope y'all pray. Have a great day. And I'll see you this afternoon.